In a chapter or two just before this, 3 chapters before this, God has just wiped out all of the Egyptians in the Sea of Reeds and has really proven to these people who he's pulled out of Egypt that he can do what he means, and says what he means and does it.
Right. The threat is only a good threat. Not that this is a threat, but a threat is only a good threat if you've carried it out in the past.
And there's this notion that the people were unfamiliar with God over those 400 years of slavery, that it had been beaten out of them. And so I think as well in this moment, as you have this sort of overwhelming spectacle, the I'm intrigued by the fact that not only did they back up, but they also ask. And I realize the first part of the Exodus 20 is cut off in the source sheet here, so I'll amend that before this goes online. But they ask Moses to mediate. They say, "Well, this is too much. We will do, and then we will hear," which we'll come to in a moment. And then Moshe, you take over from here. And I do wonder if there's a missed opportunity there. To your point, almost all the prophecy is private, but this is a very public event. And did the people give up something when they introduced Moses as a mediator?
Yeah, it's an intriguing question on many levels. On one level, we know what happens when Moses is absent later on, the golden calf story. People, they don't know what to do without Moshe. They say, Ki Moshe ish einenu yodea mehayalo. The man Moses, we do not know what happened to him, and try to bring in other intermediaries to talk to and to communicate with God with. The idea of then bringing, they're used to having order and structure dictated to them from the outside. We talked about the lack of God in Egypt, and they don't know God's name. They've heard, they remember, there are some prophecies, there are some ideas that they're supposed to come out of Egypt, but that's so far forgotten. And what is the name of God, and what does God represent, and what does God say? And Moshe is really their be all and end all to all of this. And moving from the oppressive Egyptians to this structure, not that God is trying to oppress them, but the way it comes out may be a traumatic experience for these people. It's overwhelming and too much. And even if they are willing and want to do this, may be too much for them.